that the agreement we have with the Saudi people is not what is obtainable with Malaysia, with other countries. I want us to be very factual with it. If on the issue of carriers, on the issue of 50-50 or whatever percentage, if it is not what is obtainable as international best practice, then we must look at what is obtainable with other countries and also make our stand clearly on that.
From the intent, the spirit, and letter of the law, 2006 Act, it is clear it did not bestow operational powers on the National Hajj Commission, because the National Assembly is also aware that pilgrimage is on the concurrent legislative list. It is not on the exclusive legislative list. So it couldn't have said, go and take over administration of Hajj and do it. And that is why the National Hajj Commission, the National Assembly was very clear on what to do, what we are going to do, and what the states should be able to do. The states are operators. You give guidelines, you monitor and supervise, you also perform oversight. But you license not only the states, but everybody who wants to do Hajj and Umrah, so that you know who he is and you regulate him properly. This is for it. Then I still want to understand that all the two speakers on the 50-50 are only happy on $100. Why we went on the 50-50 agreement is simply because we didn't want to pay $100 to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia royalty. That is the only reason. Otherwise, there is no further reason that they brought out. Cabo went on because they didn't want to pay $100. Even the former commissioner, who is a private citizen, also said, we are doing this to avoid the charges. What charges? We are talking about that you are going to have rebate. You are going to have reduction. And the reduction is by far more.
Say your name and where you are from.
My name is Engineer Abdul Hakim Ayeni. I'm from Ondo State. I came in respect of this public hearing. So what I want to say is that I want to support what our leader here just said. Leaving the state to lift the pilgrims would be difficult. We all know that, and it's clear. But what I want to say is that there should be more transparency in the system. There is no transparency at all. That is why all these things are happening. And first of all, I want to make it clear that this organization is 100% Muslims. And the people they are dealing with are 100% Muslims. So we should be transparent. If you are paying 1 kobo to any place, let us know why they are paying that money. About 2 weeks ago, we were in the House of Representatives when they brought the FCT, Muslim, and NACOM. There are certain things they are telling us. The FCT will say, we are not aware of this. So it's NACOM that say we should pay. We would pay, but I don't want to go to that area. What I want us to do is coming up with what would be better for all of us. Wallah, no matter the amount of money we make, one day we'll stand before Allah. Our chairman is a new man. Some of all these things is just hearing them for the first time. We should know we are going to face Allah some days. Let us be transparent. Why we are all gathered here is because there is no transparency in the system. Please, because of the sake of Allah,
okay,
let us be transparent.
Thank you. Your point has been done transparent. We won't be here.
We won't be here.
So your point is and we're here to find a solution.
Yes.
Yes. So I think you can take your seat. Let's allow the next person to speak. The next is.
I just want to say one thing.
Nigeria Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs, are they here? Do you have? If you don't have anything to say, please don't bother. You have? So
as the right participation in the selection of the carriers, and with the information that we are getting on the floor now. On the issue of selection of membership, because Section 3, subsection 3 of the Act speaks about the President shall, and I'm quoting, the President shall, after due consultation, appoint persons of proven integrity as chairman and members of the commission. The council feels that this consultation is vague, there is ambiguity in it, and it pleads that the committee should look at that so that such consultations should be spelled out in such a way that the apex body of Islamic affairs in this country is fully involved towards arriving at persons of integrity, persons who know exactly, who have experience in Hajj affairs, to be involved in that. On the issue of feeding as well, the Commission supports the aspect of state pilgrims officials and of course tour operators, because tour operators are not neglected. They control 20,000 of Nigerian pilgrims. They shouldn't be neglected in the selection of the feeding aspect or any other aspect of the Hajj operation. Bearing in mind that 2 contracts are signed. The contract of feeding is signed for the entire period of Hajj, that is as it affects the state welfare pilgrims boards and agencies. A whole contract is signed for the period of stay in Saudi Arabia, maybe 35 days as we have seen in Hajj 2024. But the Mashair contract is a separate contract as well, which covers 5 days, which is a separate contract. So you are making Nigerian pilgrims to pay twice. They pay for 35 days, and not all pilgrims will stay in Saudi Arabia until 35 days, and they pay for another 5 days of the contract in Mashair. This should be taken care of, and have we not moved to a stage whereby, at least for the Medinan contract, if we cannot operate the Meccan contract now, on the Medinan side, why can't Nigerian pilgrims, since they stay in the Markaziyya area and they are housed in hotels, why can't the hotels take care of the feeding aspect? Why would somebody stay in 4 or 5-star hotel and his food is brought from outside maybe at 12 midnight? If we can start serving pilgrims within their hotels, and because no hotel in the Markaziyya would stay there without a proper restaurant and a proper kitchen to cater for the number of occupants in that building. The Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs appreciates this committee of the Nigerian Senate of Foreign Affairs